A very good day to you and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Cabrera. It's the mother of all demonstrations for Generation Z. We as Gen Z rejecting the finance bill. Will you be protesting today? I'm going to have this conversation with Herman Manyora. What is happening? He has been saying a revolution is beckoning. Are we looking at it right now? Prof, thanks for making time. What are we looking at in this country? Young people, we have come out and we are saying we are rejecting the finance bill.
Oh, you are the Gen Z.
We are the Gen Z.
But first allow me to respond to people who have said, where have I been? Why am I not talking about these issues? Sometimes it's good to just look and see what's happening. But again, I was away from home in some island, not far from here, but not part of Kenya. So it's bad manners to take your issues to other people's country. So now that I'm back, fresh, we can now have a conversation. But even if I had been here, sometimes it's good to watch. Yeah.
Now that we can have this conversation, we go straight to the point.
Yes.
What do you think about Gen Z's demonstration? Because it doesn't have a leader. Some young people came out saying they'll be leaders. They've been told that amsifike leo. We don't want you guys. We are young people. We have decided we're going to march and we're going to do it in our own way. What do you think about this?
Maybe yajayo yameshatimia. Maybe the leaders of tomorrow are tired of that tomorrow and now want to lead here and now. Maybe, who knows? But these things happen. They have happened before in the world. Occasionally young people get out of control, if you wish to say so. And they make demands. And sometimes they change the way things happen. Many changes have been occasioned by young people.
Do you think it's possible?
You know, youth, experimental, creative, even reckless, fearless, you know. And as years, as generations, new generations come, new approaches. The children of today are not the children of yesterday. And all these factors combine to make the situation very volatile.
It seems like members of parliament did not know it would get to this point. Those 204 that voted yes, 115 voting no. It seems they did not know it would get to this point because now they're getting chased
Nobody ever knows
from their constituencies.
If you look at history, somebody has said, history nothing but a record of man's folly. All the stupid things that have taken place throughout history, the people in charge never seem to have known. It's not. Sometimes it's difficult to know. You see, what power does to you, it is sort of, it makes you impervious to reason. It makes you think. You see, there are situations where leadership and impunity are one and the same. So that's why they say the price of democracy is continuous vigil. We need to keep reminding our leaders that they need to do better than they did yesterday. So that we don't end up with situations where we have reached. So the problems with societies like ours is we let so much accumulate. And when something like this comes, we don't know how. We are like headless chicken. Nobody, I cannot tell you, nobody is in control of this situation.
So you listen to government saying there are investors, foreign investors, there are foreign countries sponsoring this.
No.
You say no, you say you don't think.
I don't think so.
It's possible.
No, these things just they have happened elsewhere in the world. We know about the Arab Springs. We know about many of these major revolutions have been done by young people.
So now you've said we must be better than yesterday.
Yes.
These members of parliament that voted yes, do you think it's time?
You don't even blame them.
Do you think it's time they reject the finance bill in totality?
No, don't blame the members of parliament. When you are in a comfort zone, you don't see the other side of the world. It's normal, even you. Sitting in this comfortable chair, you wouldn't know that there are people who have no chair, leave alone a comfortable one to sit on. You wouldn't know. That's how life is.
But you can't say that really, because you hear the voice of the people. You hear public participation that has happened. So how can MPs come out and say, or you say, that they do not know what is happening?
I'm telling you, it's not easy to know. Even those who oppose, they didn't oppose because if they were the other side, they would still have voted yes. If they were receiving the goodies, the other side, if they were part of, if they are where the cookie is, if they are part of the system, if you wish. Yeah? You know, sometimes back, every Thursday, MPs used to go to Harambee House and come up with envelopes, the bahasha, every Thursday, going to settle issues of peace, going to settle what. If you are part of that system that receives certain amounts of money every Friday, every Thursday, you wouldn't notice.
But there are people...
I'm not saying they do,
then
but I'm just saying it has happened in this country. So I wouldn't be surprised that many of the MPs who are part of the system have benefits. And they tell us. They have said why they supported them. My friend Wangwe of Nabaholo says, Ruto gave him 600 million to do a road. How would he vote yes? Another one, they say they are receiving those things. Yeah.
Then talk to me about the likes of Wamushomba. Jalang was causing up with the president, but voted no.
Yeah, that's like Jalang again who realized. Not because they don't they don't like the finance bill. Because they are looking at 2027. Say, ay, hapa, hii kitu imeenda. Hii kitu yangu langate. So, don't believe any of these people. None of those MPs, me, I don't believe them. If I have to account MPs I can trust, they will not get to 5 or 10. You want to go beyond the Wamushomba, Sifuna, and a few others. The rest are just being strategic. I can add foolishly strategic. Selfish. If you are here, you think I come from this side of the world. If I vote yes, hii kitu yangu imeenda. If you're on the other side, you know, how do I vote no? I believe this is a bad bill. The finance bill is bad. But if I vote no, how about the things that I've been getting? Mferegi takatwa. Don't believe these members of parliament. But what is important today, Jad, and I want to do a video on that, is not who voted yes or who voted no. We are dealing with a situation that is bigger than who voted where. This situation is much bigger than that.
But if we simplify it, the easiest solution for Kenyans ni wasirudi kwa the same seat. What Kenyans are doing now, they are resisting, they're rejecting them in their constituencies. Do you think this is the simplest way of dealing with these members of parliament? No. That you say, look, tunaosha, it seems like unaosha kidogo. The situation is bigger. But the easiest way, let's say, let's not vote them back. Is this the
That's
right
not enough. You'll move one idiot and bring another idiot. So what will you have done? It is the situation we must deal with. And I've always said, you know that. What this country requires is a national conversation. To look at this country and look at our situation and look at our problems and ask ourselves, how can we make this country a better place to live in? How? That's a national conversation. It's not about replacing MPs. I can assure you, even if you sent all these MPs home, you will not bring back 20 good MPs. 20. 1, 2, 3, up to 20 you will not get. They will be the same people. Because what have you changed? How do you elect our MPs? If I went to stand home, people will ask me, umefanya harambee ngapi? Umeandika watoto wangapi kazi? Uko na pesa ngapi ya kutupatia? They will not ask their abilities. Who doubts me if I was in parliament? I will be with the people of Sifuna, like Sifuna only. Who doubts that I will be a good MP? Can you doubt? No. But can my people vote for me easily? It will not be easy. So what doesn't change? You must change the situation. That conversation I'm talking about will lead to us asking ourselves, how can we have good leaders? And one of the things we should do, and I made a presentation in 1988, I think, the Saitoti Committee. One of the things we should do as a people is to outlaw harambe. Number one. If you are found fundraising, you must be jailed for 10 years. So that people don't steal our money to go and take to harambe. Then they are elected. So there are many things we will do to stop people stealing our money, to stop harambes, so that when you have money, it is useless to you. The only money that is useful to you is for the things you need in your house, your children, and everything. But money ya kutupa-tupa.
But do you think this...
So those are kind of things, that's a conversation we need to have.
But do you think the electorate of 2027, 2032, the voters, this Generation Z, are going to look at these harambes, are going to look at this caliber of leaders that you say are the ones that usually get voted back? Do you think it will be the same?
It is likely that there won't be much change. Because look here, throughout ages, we have had leaders of different types. Different societies have different leaders, okay? How do they elect how do they get their leaders? In some societies, the best medicine man was the leader, like Bond, for example. In some societies, the best warrior, you don't just become a king, you are the best warrior. The one that brings most heads after a war, you became the leader. The rainmaker, the best wrestler. You know, you see.
So our society.
So how does Kenya get its leaders? Unless you address questions like those, no generation can bring better leaders. They will just get idiots from among their own generation. Because when the time to vote comes, let's just say Gen Z now have the power to vote, which they have. They have the numbers.
Yeah.
I looked at the statistics, I was shocked. These guys can run us out of town. You guys are many. I mean, this is your country.
Yes.
And I've always said it before. Let's say now you want to vote. You have taken votes. Do you think you'll vote for the best among yourself? Mambo ya ukabila itarudi, itaingia.
Oh.
Itaingia.
We are saying we don't see tribe.
The man who will be coming with a car driving around looking for votes is the one you'll vote for. The one who will buy tea. This is a disease you must cure. Before you cure the disease, I work at the university. You should come there when elections are taking place. I really want to even to be involved. Lawyers are ganging up. Professors are ganging up to elect a lawyer dean. Our Sako, Wakikuyu wanataka Mkikuyu aingie Sako. These are professors. Our union. So if professors can gang up, organize around tribe and other stupid parochial interests and considerations, very primordial, including you see people buying drinks. All of a sudden, when you go to the club, there's free lunch. Somebody has paid. He wants to. So if people of that caliber cannot rise about this cheapness of tribe, of looking at somebody in terms of they have some money to give you, to buy you lunch, I'm not going to count so much on. The energy of Gen Z is important. It can bring about change. But if you go to Egypt, for example, after you have run in the street and chased somebody out of town, or Sudan, or whatever, what follows? This is a conversation we need to have. It's a conversation. It's not, there's nothing automatic.
Then talk to me about how government is dealing with the situation, because
That's now better.
It's about changing tune now.
Yes.
From these guys are the guys who are having KFC while protesting, taking Ubers back home,
Like iPhone
recording with their iPhones, to these are our children, we need to talk to them.
Yes.
What do you make of this situation?
Somebody has just interviewed me a short while before we started this for a radio program. And they asked the same question. Why is government saying this and then abducting people and then saying we shall have a dialogue with the young people, and then Kindiki is threatening people, and then, oh, they are our children. And I've told her it's a very simple way. This is not normal. When human beings are faced with a new situation, a situation that they have not handled before, and when that situation is threatening, people react. You become more reactionary than anything. It doesn't have to be political. It doesn't have to be demonstration. When COVID-19 came, Corona ilikuja, you saw how countries were fumbling. When we were creating COVID billionaires here, we thought because we are Africans and the corruption is our thing. No, even in UK, they were buying, they realized they were buying, they were called PEPs, whatever they were called. Prevention, personal, those things.
Yeah.
Something that was found to be costing perhaps in Kenyan shillings, 50 shillings. Guys had been buying at 4,000 shillings, even in the UK. Okay. When something is new and is threatening, you are trying to find space in the dark. You are reactionary. So what government is doing is understandable. They have never known a situation like this. But I have warned them before, haven't I? I've told them we should be lucky when you are dealing with Raila, because you can talk to Raila. But be careful, because a time will come when you will have people in the street and they don't have a leader. You don't have anybody to talk to. That's where we are today. So I understand the government fumbling and contradicting itself.
But we have to call out the abductions of Gabriel Oguda.
Those things, they are part of it. Don't single them out. If you hear Manyora has been abducted, just know it's part. People are reactionary. They think by getting jad, you have helped anything. Don't blame them.
Don't mention
No,
me wasinichukue.
no. Watu wananiambia hata mimi watanisalamia.
Watakusalimia.
People have been telling Manyora, come out and say something. Ama tutakusalamia.
But we have to look at this situation. Now students have been given an early midterm when we are having protests.
All those, please, there is what I'm telling you. This is a new situation. Government is handling something it has never imagined or handled before.
Yeah.
And you will not blame government because anybody will do what government is doing today, including those abductions, including maybe even trying to shut social media if they want.
Yeah.
They will try everything. This is even as a human being, when you are faced with a threatening situation, abruptly, something you have never dealt with, the body reacts. And you swing into what we call defense strategies or mechanism. A human being. You get a new threatening situation. You react through certain defense strategies. So government is doing all manner of things. They will continue doing those until they come to their senses and they talk to somebody like Manyora. I will help them. This is a small thing. I can help government. I can help this country.
Before you advise us, is the easiest solution to do away with this finance bill?
It is.
Go back to the drawing table.
It is not the easiest solution. It could be the only solution. But there should be a better approach that is comprehensive. You see, when you are in a state of war, and that's why this government, why don't they hire me, honestly? Now let me look for a job. And I want to save my country. Let me tell you. And this is history. You know, people get into power and they are consumed with the trappings of power and the money and the new life and the new shoes and everything. They don't even have time to go through situations that have happened in history. If you withdraw something as government, you may encourage the other side to come for you. In the French Revolution, there were those cahiers or complaints people had put down. When the king began delivering on some, others now came from, they sprang. If you give this finance bill, you'll be surprised at how many other demands will come. It'll be too little. Too late. So it has to be comprehensive so that government does not come out as if it is cornered. Government must never appear to be cornered. Government must always be in control. And why governments go, they wait until it is too late. They listen to foolish people. No, we are tough, we are policemen, let's get from where, no. Listen to people like Manyora who will give you a solution, which I want to give, and I expect a check from State House or from somewhere. Government must not withdraw the finance bill only. They will come out at weak, and the young men will demand more. What government must do is to come up with a comprehensive approach, which is to withdraw the finance bill, number one, to appreciate that the situation is not good, and above all, to give hope to the country and to tell the young people, we feel you. We feel you, but we have a country to protect. We have a country to protect. Because if we move in the direction both of us are moving, government and the young people, tomorrow we will not have a country. It is a fact. History is full of those examples. The young men continue the way they are continuing. The young women and men, there are more women these days than men. You people.
Buddies, we are calling them.
Munawaita buddies. Buddies ni wasichana. Millennials, rembo. Buddies, they are daring with a smartphone. And then government with its intransigence and high-handedness. If we continue like that, tomorrow we shall not have a country. So, feel the Gen Z. Show them you understand and you feel them. You want to create hope for them. How do you create hope? Governments across the world, and I've said this repeatedly, but let me say it today, what the president needs to do is to dissolve his government. That sends message more than any other message. You dissolve government. By dissolving, actually what I mean is you chase away these ministers and have new ministers. And in the meantime, you withdraw the finance bill. You see, you will have knocked the cell from out of Gen Z. They will relax. In the intervening period between that time and when these guys are vetted and what have you, some form of leadership will emerge, or people in charge of dialogue. Because when the president says dialogue with who? Where is the structure of Gen Z?
Yeah.
Where is the leadership? So whom are you going to dialogue with? If anybody from Gen Z steps up to say they want to dialogue with government, they will be viewed as traitors.
It's happening.
They will say you are traitors. Who sent you there? So when you withdraw the finance bill, and by the way, many people are not saying the truth about the finance bill. A finance bill amends an existing bill. There is already a finance bill. A finance bill gives government the power to raise revenue through taxation and other measures. We gave them last year. We want to amend to give them more power to raise more taxes, only 300 billion, 3-something billion out of the 4 trillion we need. So even if you withdrew the finance bill, nothing suffers. Let's not lie to ourselves. Please, this must come out clearly.
You have an act already.
Yeah, we have the act. We are only amending it. If this finance bill is withdrawn, or if Parliament doesn't accept it, you can lose it. What happens? Government continues as usual with the Finance Bill Act of 2023. The extra measures to raise extra taxes, extra revenue, is what will not be there. I don't know, this is very simple. So once you withdraw this, and then you reconstitute your government, two things are going to happen. The first thing is the young men, the pressure will go down, the temperature will go down. Even their supporters will tell them no. Silikuwa nasema finance bill here. Hata President Munoana hata amevunja serikali yake. Amewasikia. So let's give him time. The second thing that will happen, it's very difficult for you to get to get that energy in the streets. It will be very difficult. Once you dissolve government, the constitute government, and withdraw the finance bill, a few young people may still want to go to the street, but there will not be as many, and the energy will not be there, and the support will not be as much. In the meantime, you'll get people you can now talk to. Because people now are afraid. Even to speak the way I'm speaking. Very few would want to speak. Yeah. So even the church will say, they will just talk about the finance bill. Yeah. They will not step forward to mediate. They will not. You get it? Everybody fears. But if you do that, people will begin to step up. Religious leaders, civil society, respected men and women in society. They will begin to step up to want to mediate the process. And this is going to birth what I've always called for, a national conversation. What do Kenyans really want? Why are we doing so poorly? How come small countries like Rwanda are about to overtake us? How come in the next 10 years Tanzania will be ahead of us? This is a conversation we need to have as Kenyans. But in order for that to happen, the president must send signals that he feels the people of this country. He understands our children and grandchildren. And he's actually giving hope to the country that tomorrow can be a better day. How? By withdrawing the finance bill
and reconstituting government.
And sending these ministers who are not helping, send them home, get a new set of ministers. And I'm telling you, this thing will end and this country will be good, and we shall have a conversation that will bring this country to the next level. Anything else will not work.
I don't want to water down what you've just said, but have yourself a lovely rest of your day. Free Ashad, free Gabriel Guda, and the others. Goodbye for now.